Moses takes us back to older challenges, back to slavery itself and the struggle for freedom. The biblical narrative of Exodus from Egypt was a powerful message for enslaved people, oppressed so hard they couldn't stand it, as the song says. Now, while the enslavers might have used the Bible to defend slavery, freedom seekers knew better. They sang Moses' powerful words, demanding liberation. Let my people go. Moses' demand was firm, no humble request. And the American Moses, Harriet Tubman, was no less resolute, risking her own freedom to bring deliverance to dozens of women and men suffering under slavery. And I think it's well known to us, I hope it is, that spirituals could serve as coded messages to men and women seeking freedom. And therefore, on Maryland's eastern shore, when she led enslaved people to freedom, Harriet Tubman would sing this very spiritual as a code. And I'll tell you how it worked. When leading men and women to freedom, Tubman would stop houses of opponents of slavery in order to get food. During this time, the slaves would hide in the woods. Now, was the coast clear? If it was, she'd sing Go Down Moses. Was it too dangerous to come out? If so, she'd sing another spiritual. And so we can reasonably presume that many freedom seekers sang the spiritual on their journeys. Some likely sang it all the way to Ontario, Canada, where they had to go after the federal government began to send self-freed former slaves back south under the Fugitive Slave Act. Well, the Civil War put an end to that. And during the war's end, as federal armies were destroying slavery on the ground, black men and women sang this song. And apparently it was particularly popular among people experiencing freedom for the first time near Norfolk, Virginia, then behind Union lines. So now you know the story, and let's hear the song.
O town, Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. When Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go.
Our next spiritual, Stand Up, from the film Harriet, is a recent one written by Cynthia Erivo and Joshua Campbell. Stand Up tells of the daring efforts of Harriet Tubman to lead the enslaved to freedom. Liberty called, yes, but it took a leader to answer that call and to make the dangerous voyage time and time again, risking her own freedom for the freedom of others. Through courage and planning, Tubman, the most famous conductor on the Underground Railroad, never lost a passenger, as she would later put it. She would herself serve in the Civil War, accompanying Union troops on a raid in South Carolina. Later in life, she embraced new struggles, including advocating for women's right to vote from her new home of Auburn. No, that's not our Auburn, New York. After a lifetime of crossing, out of bondage, through war, and into new struggles, Harriet Tubman's final words refused to let death be unending. Instead, it's a new passage for her onto a promised land. So as she lay dying, she said, I go to prepare a place for you, and where I am, you may be also.
And I find in the strength that I got until I die.
Gospel of John, where Jesus healed an infirm man at the pool of Bethesda. Now there, from time to time, an angel stirred the waters, and the first person to enter them was healed. But in the story, the man with the handicap had never been able to get there in time. And when, after 38 long years of waiting, this man was still unable to reach the pool, Jesus himself stepped in and said, "Rise, take up your bed and walk," making him whole. This spiritual says that God will trouble the waters, and there are different interpretations of what this means. One is that God stirs the waters of our lives, bringing turbulence, and this turbulence becomes the very source of healing and renewal. Life's trials, allowed by God, can help us grow if we meet them in the right way. And there's also a promise of freedom, since the spiritual speaks of the Israelites whom Moses led. An understanding also arose that the lyrics could have served as a signal along the Underground Railroad, telling those escaping slavery to move through the water, to wade in the water, to throw pursuing dogs off their scent. And this understanding shows us the powerful meaning spirituals can take on over time. John Wesley's work first published this spiritual at the start of the 20th century. Work was then leading a renaissance of the spiritual tradition. He did much to collect, to publish, and to promote spirituals in collaboration with his brother, Frederick Work, who his job was to arrange them. As a leader of the Fisk Jubilee Singers, based in Nashville, Work and the others took spirituals to new audiences, including on tour and often in new musical styles.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See those people dressed in white, those are the children of the Israelites. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the waters. See those people dressed in black, they've come far and they ain't turning back. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the waters. See those people dressed in red, those are the people that Moses led. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the waters. God's gonna trouble the waters. God's gonna trouble the waters.
Is among the best known of all of the spirituals. Unfortunately, we know a bit more about the man and woman who wrote it than about some of the other ones that we sing. The composers, Wallace and Minerva Willis, I'll tell you a little bit about their stories. Wallace Willis was born in 1802 near Charleston, South Carolina, and he was sold into northern Mississippi in a few decades after. Minerva Wallace, his daughter, was born in northern Mississippi. But their journey was not over. Both were taken further west to Oklahoma, when their Chickasaw enslaver was removed from Mississippi in 1842. In Oklahoma, both lived on the banks of the Red River, where they composed many spirituals. In fact, Swing Low is just one of their works. And two, we know, had a very close bond, and that was a foundation for their compositions. Still later, their enslavers sent the two to work at a school for Choctaw Native American boys. There, the principal, Alexander Reed, a missionary, heard their spirituals and recorded them. After the Civil War, he put these songs into the hands of the Fisk Jubilee singers, who would tour and spread Swing Low far and wide. So drawing on the biblical story of Elijah taken up into heaven into a chariot of fire, Swing Low depicts a band of angels sent down to carry the singer to his heavenly home. The River Jordan runs through this song, a passage from life through death and on to eternal life. The song looks forward to the reunion of friends in heaven and sings of a steadfast faith unshaken by life's vicissitudes.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. When I look o'er Jordan, what do I see? Coming forth to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming forth to carry me home. Tell all my friends I'm coming there soon, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home.
Our next spiritual, O Freedom, traces its origins to the Civil War, and that's when freedom was finally looming on the horizon. We don't know the authors of this spiritual, but they might have been influenced by the songs of the Civil War. What we do know is that in the first generations of freedom, O Freedom, the spiritual, became a standard. In 1897, it was sung in Tuskegee, Alabama, when black farmers came together to try to improve their lives. Students and old freedmen sang it together. It was sung at a convention of black bankers in New York City before Theodore Roosevelt, and it was sung at countless emancipation celebrations going into the 1920s. The significance of this spiritual would in fact grow during the 20th century. It was embraced by the Civil Rights Movement, and it was sung during the March on Washington as activists fought against segregation and for equality. As for the music, well, I think it speaks for itself. And for this song, you'll do much more than listen. I invite you to sing along, and the words are printed on the second page of your program if you need them. Oh, spiritual "Lord, how come ye here" is one of the most plaintive pieces in the spiritual tradition, a sorrow song in the words of W.E.B. Du Bois. A mother sings of her despair at the sale of her own children, a despair so profound she comes to wish she had never been born. Its verses remind us not only of the transatlantic slave trade, but also of the domestic slave trade, when thousands from the Carolinas, thousands from Virginia and Maryland were sold down into the deep South, Mississippi, Georgia, and yes, Alabama. Opera singer Kathleen Battle in particular brought this song to a wide audience at concert stages around the country. It's a song of remembrance, giving a voice to the heartache that enslaved women and men endured.
Lord, how come we here? Lord, how come we here? Lord, how come we here? I wish I never was born. There ain't no freedom here, Lord. There ain't no freedom here. There ain't no freedom here, Lord. I wish I never was born. They treat me so mean here, Lord. They treat me so mean here. They treat me so mean here, Lord. I wish I never was born. They stole our children away, Lord. They stole our children away. They stole our children away, Lord. I wish I never was born. Lord, how come we here? Lord, how come we here? Oh, Lord, how come we here? I wish I never was born. I wish I never was born. I wish I never was born.
opportunity to respond. Which words, which songs have spoken to you the most strongly and why? And if you'd like to respond, there are microphones for you to do so in front of the beautiful works of art our students have produced.
Good evening. Thank you all for giving us this opportunity to reflect. I just first like to say, my grandmother, my mother also, used to tell me the same thing that Dr. Yoro had just said. I grew up in the early 60s, and I heard all these songs all the time throughout the house because I grew up in the house with my grandmother. And, you know, these songs made me think at the time that I was going through, is I'm gonna be like them. I know later on, Dr. King said, we shall overcome, but I was like 6, 7, 9 years old, and I always thought, we're gonna be like them. Times have changed. I tell you, when I was about 8 years old, George Wallace stood in the door of University of Alabama. I think it was June 11th, 1963. And being 8 years old, that hurt me to my soul. As of today, I can still see how I felt. It was just all through me. And I knew at that time, I said, we're gonna be like them. But I tell you, times have changed. My wife and I, we had 3 children to finish the University of Alabama. And I think it was just through that, the Lord wanted them to go. Our oldest son, we tried to make him put applications into other schools. We didn't make him put through 5 applications. And I tell you right there, about 25 years ago, $25 per application when you're on military salary was a lot of money. But we made him do it, but he wouldn't want to be. He was accepted as other places, but that's the only place he wanted to go. Our other 2 kids, we didn't put them in any other application, but that's what they wanted. Right now, and I'm not boasting, I'm just thankful because I know how I was hurt at that time, and I know we could be like them. My daughter, she works at the University of Alabama in the engineer department. When I was working before I retired, I had an office about 12 by 12. Now her office is twice as big than mine. And when I go in her office, I could look over the campus and think about the time that it wasn't our opportunity. But we have overcome. And those songs, I think, hearing my grandmother sing them made me know that we can't do it. We just one blood and we all be the same. But I just want to say I thank you all for bringing those songs to me. And you all that sung solo with the choir. And I do appreciate it. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
So much for those words, sir.
My father, Robert Cole, he grew up in Selma, Alabama. He marched with Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and Reverend Abraham. I was told that during the time my father was about going on in junior high, he was about like close to the 6th grade, that him and the marchers, he went to school and he was spelled the word freedom. And when he spelled the word freedom, he got a chance to go to see Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speak at Brown's Chapel. And during that time, that's when they was having the boycott and doing Bloody Sunday. And they was saying this little song that my father taught me. And the name of the song is called I'm Not Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around. And it went something like this. I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom line. Ain't gonna let no gunner turn me around. Ain't gonna turn me around. Turn me around. Ain't gonna let no gunner turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking and keep on talking, marching up to freedom line.
I'm a little shy, but as we had to go to school when we got in the homeroom, the teacher will tell you, say, spell free. You spell it F-R-E-E-D-O-M. She'll mark you, say, prayer, you can go. We had to go down to First Baptist, Brown Chapel, and we listened to Dr. Martin Luther King. Sometimes we listen to Jesse Jackson, and sometimes we listen to Reverend Appleton. These was at this moment, our parents had got older, so we had to get out there and march. We had to go out there and march, and most of these songs that you all sung tonight, these were some of the songs that we had to go out and march and protest here in Selma, Alabama. I remember when we had to the first march, we was going to the Edwards Palace Bridge. Thank God that I was small and I could run fast and I was in the back of the line. Only thing I could hear somebody say, they holler, and when they holler, tear gas and everything, and everybody just start running back across the bridge, going back. You know, if you're going to Selma, Alabama, you know, you're going over the bridge and going down the hill, going into Selma, Alabama. And so we had to go back down the hill and run to our First Baptist Church over there in the projects area. So this is my legacy. This is how I grew up in Selma, Alabama. You know, we call them scary times during these. Them was the scary times that we had, you know. We couldn't go in the front door. We had to go to the back. Wasn't no McDonald's, like a Dairy Queen or anything like that, you know. We couldn't go in. That's when they had NAACP and student non-council come in, and they started going into the restaurants and everything and get humiliated. But during those times, you know, I learned a lesson that, you know, you have to be respectable and be meek and just go with the flow and just let God work everything out. I just thank you all for them songs because it brought back memories. I wasn't going to say anything, but when she got up and started singing that song right there, that just brought back memories of me going down Broad Street singing that song, Keep On Marching. Y'all, I love you all, and y'all have a blessed night.
Dr. Thomas talked about having a favorite. I don't have a favorite because I enjoy them all. I couldn't tell you which one was better than the other because they were all top notch. I'm a historian too, so hearing some of these stories and hearing personal accounts, that's one of the things in history I've always enjoyed. We hear about national figures, but we don't hear about the local leaders, the grassroots movements that got it started. But what I saw when I felt tonight is just a portrait of what it's going to be like when we get to heaven. It's not going to matter what we look like, it's just going to us all be together rejoicing in the Lord. So lift up our voices.
Thank you very much.
Well, I don't think I'm not that tall, so it doesn't matter. I enjoyed, okay, there we go. I enjoyed every every song that was sung, I was invited by soloist Atia Pullen. And I really didn't know what to expect when I came. I just knew that it was going to be amazing, you know, because she was going to sing. But when I got here and listening to everybody get up and perform, and the selections that were picked, and being in the room with so much Black history, like locally, and it's just amazing to see how far we've come as a people and what God is continuing to do through each and every one of us. So I'm looking at this crowd of people, and the people that have got up here and sung these songs of freedom and redemption, and just understanding that we were all meant to be here for a purpose. So I thank you for putting these songs together and giving us something to ride on with. So thank y'all.
I was born in the 60s, and I came up listening to these songs. And you know, it was wonderful to come here and hear these songs. Because I remember when we used to could go to the store and you had 5 cents and you can buy a bag of candy. And you know, we've come a long ways. And God knows it, because when I grew up, we had lamp light. We didn't have electricity. But I thank God for the triumph and the ways, the long ways that we have come. And I appreciate everything, because my grandmama used to sing these songs in church, and I used to love, we used to walk to church, and when we get there, and when they perform, and the sisters sitting in the corner that sung these songs, they brought it out, and it all brought back that memory. And I really appreciate the choir, my granddaughter, and all y'all for this event. So thank you.
Hey, I don't say much, but when I do, it's to make a point. And my point is, I think my favorite song tonight it has to be "Oh Freedom," because, you know, it's just about, I guess, you know, just like taking a stand for freedom and being more active. As recent events have shown me how to do that. I've been struggling with that. But just also the harmony that everyone kind of comes up with as we sing it every time is different, and it's magical, and it's amazing how the Holy Spirit just moves through that. And I think that's my 2 cents, so thank you.
There we go. Well, I won't be too long. I say that in class all the time, and then 45 minutes later, I'm still talking. I'll do a short introduction. My name is Dr. Stewart, and I'm a biology instructor here at ESCC. And this is one of my first actual school events I've been invited to. Thank you, Dr. Thomas, Dr. Yarborough, for extending that invitation. This is my second semester here. And I have to say that I did not know that I had so many wonderful students with wonderful voices. So thank you for surprising me tonight. Maybe you'll get some bonus points, we'll see. I just want to say that this event was pretty amazing. Growing up, I was born in Chicago, Illinois, from the South Side, and number 7 of 13 children. And I don't really have a story to say that I was born in a time where I felt like I did not have equality. Born in the 90s in Chicago, and when everyone around you kind of looked like you had no reason to feel different. Well, 6th grade, all of that changed when we moved to Arkansas. So, matriculating as an adult in Arkansas, I was able to see the world a little differently. But my mindset never changed. And a lot of that stemmed from how I was brought up. You guys sung a song tonight, the first song that we all sung together, Lift Every Voice and Sing. And I really did not know that we had the lyrics up until you continued to sing after the first verse. And that's because I was over here singing without looking at the words. I grew up, the Pledge of Allegiance and Lift Every Voice and Sing was a daily ritual. And so understanding that days would be hard, but you had an opportunity to make tomorrow better are still some of the same things that I tell my students today. So looking at the audience, looking at the choir, I see a lot of people that don't look like me, and I'm very happy to see that. Because listening to the lyrics, listening to the rhythm, listening to your voices blend together, I had no reason to think otherwise. So thank you for showing true unity. And thank ESCC for bringing us all together to show what diversity could bring, which is greatness.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, it's a little nerve-wracking not having an instrument in front of my face. I just mostly wanted to say how humbled I am to take part in this. Originally, us instrumentalists weren't supposed to be a part of that, and I know that I spoke with, forgive me, I spoke with Dr. Thomas about this and how I was so disheartened to not participate in this event, lifting up Black history, which is so integral to U.S. history, our history. As a future historian myself, I always aim to take care and present history as full. It is not complete, and we cannot have true pride in it unless we sit with everything. In many ways, I owe the rights that I have now to Black women in particular who have fought for the happiness that I am able to enjoy, and I walk with that every day, and I do my best to honor their sacrifices and their fight. And I'm just, I'm not a public speaker, can you tell? And I'm just, like I said, I'm so honored that I've been able to, that life has worked out in such a way that I get to participate in this, and I only hope that I do these beautiful and so deeply important stories justice with my playing today. Thank you.
I was gonna hold my words because I'm really not in front of the people kind of person. But I do share with Dr. Thomas quite often how proud I am of his program and what he's doing. And as an employee here at Enterprise State Community College, I'm so passionate about education. I always have been. And to not only just see the students on stage, showing up for support is so important. I like what Dr. Thomas is doing, but it also takes the efforts of the students and the dedication in the community as well. And to see some of the students that I don't even get to work with anymore, but just seeing them on campus and say, hey, Miss Aida, are you going to be there tonight? Like, it's important. And I live an hour away, and so to stay late for an event such as this, I am very proud and grateful for the opportunity to not only witness the performances and the history, but to even look at the visual arts, and it all painted a picture of the story. And I just want to say thank you all for your work, and thank you, Dr. Thomas, Dr. Yarber, for what you're doing with your programs. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. This is my school here, aka we call it Weeba Nation. But I enjoy everybody, the singing, everything. Dr. Thomas, used to always catch me on that piano and sing it in your class from time to time, singing Glory, Glory, Hallelujah, or playing Beethoven. And he'd be like, I know that's Miss Cole in my class playing that piano. So I am grateful for everyone, and the songs brought back memories, because that's something my grandparents and my dad always used to sing, which my dad is from Selma, and he used to teach us and show us things in Selma, how it was, and how he was like, these are dark times, and I would want to go back to these times, and I always asked him, I was like, Dad, how do you survive this, walking with Dr. Martin Luther King, all these impact? He was like, baby, it was by the grace of God that we made it. And I was like, well, if you can do it, then I can do it. So this is home to me, and thank you for everyone. Thank you, Dr. Thomas, for everything that you have done. And thank you, choir, y'all did a great job, brought back so many memories, so may God bless you.
Maybe I'll wrap it up, I don't know. I wasn't gonna get up and say anything, but my husband kept nudging me. So, I'm Cynthia Covington Scott, and I'm the Division Chair of History and Social Sciences here at Enterprise State. I'm a product of the City of Progress, and we have made a lot of progress here in Enterprise that I'm proud of. I can't think of anything else much to say that hasn't already been said. I was moved by the songs, and There Is Hope. The song that touched me the most, perhaps, was the song that Ken sang. I can't remember the name of it. And it just made me think how hopeless our people must have felt to have children and have them stripped and taken away from you. I was blessed with one son, and, you know, I would leave this earth, you know, before I see someone taken away. I just don't think I would have survived during that time. I'm just thankful for our history. I've gone on Ancestry.com and found out that I'm a Nigerian, and I'm proud of that. I'm thankful for our divisions working together to bring such a wonderful program together on tonight. And in the words of Jesse Jackson, keep hope alive.
Are there others who would like?
Alabama, and most of y'all can relate with To Kill a Mockingbird. And the song that touched my heart the most was God's Gonna Trouble the Wade in the Water. That song touched my heart because we all wade in the water, and if we haven't, you will at some point in your life. And I want to leave this with you, that sometime when you feel a certain way, kind of replace yourself and put yourself in that other person's place. Like, I know what color I am, you know what color you are. Sometimes put yourself in my place to see, well, how or why would I act like that, or how would I act if I was in her shoes. I'm glad that we remember and reflected back in the days, and we have came a long ways, and I thank God for that.
I'm not a spokesman, but I guess I'm just gonna put the icing on the cake. I am a 70s baby, and the things that they're talking about, I'm a 70s baby, and we had to walk to church. There was 10 miles from a store. I'm from a place called Hampton, Alabama. It's Wilcox County. It sits in the middle of Selma, which is Dallas County, Monroeville, which is Monroeville County. So I used to wonder why my mom used to say, we're going to church, we're gonna walk. No, we gotta walk. And they used to call it Big Meeting Day. On a certain September 1st, that first Sunday in September, they used to call it Big Meeting Day. So how we were raised were totally different until Enterprise made an impact on our lives. So in the 70s, we were still living like that until we moved to Enterprise in a place called Wilcox County, Hampton, Alabama, where there was about 5 stores, a park store, and maybe like a washer or dryer place. They call it the Black Belt now. All those areas right now are called the Black Belt. And if people want to do some research on the Black Belt, you'll understand why they call it Black Belt. So we used to not have a dam farm, okay? We used to have an outhouse. We used to have a chicken farm. And this is a 70 baby, I'm a 70 baby. And we had to go through that process. So when you talk about change, I know change. That's all I want to say.
for coming out to support our program tonight. And when I look around the audience and I look at the choir, these wonderful students and community members I work with every week, this is America. This is what America looks like. And what we do through the arts, through this beautiful artwork here in front from our students, this beautiful music that we make together. We can't do this by ourselves. It takes all of us working together. And the City of Progress is coming since God, yes. And I'm so proud of what the City of Progress, the City of Enterprise is doing. My new home, my adopted home. And working together, we can do anything. At Enterprise State Community College, President Ron, thank you for letting us do what we do. Yes. And I've said this many times, we're small, but we don't know it. We do big things because of the leadership that we have and the instruction, our instructors, as President Ron has said many times, we have some of the best instructors in the state, in the community college system, and that is true. That is true. And so thank you for your support. Thank you for your words of encouragement. And just remember, we can't do any of this by ourselves. So let's continue to lift our voices together to make this place better for everybody. Thank you so much.
Amazing Grace is a hymn so familiar it scarcely needs an introduction. Its author, John Newton, traveled a very crooked path to redemption. Captain of a slave ship, then a converted Christian, and eventually a public opponent of the slave trade, cruel, oppressive, and iniquitous as he would later write. Newton wrote Amazing Grace for a New Year's sermon to invite renewal. Its plain-spoken language attracted large audiences in England, and it soon traveled across the Atlantic, just as had Newton and the slaves. Eventually, in South Carolina, the words came to be paired with an anonymous, if I can speak, melody in the pentatonic scale, a scale often associated with African music. Now we know that Newton had transported at least 156 enslaved Africans to South Carolina. Did the voices of some of those men and women shape the song you're about to hear?